Perhaps approaching the temple with stealth is the best strategy, and riding a dragon is hardly stealthy. Besides, you already tried riding a dragon to the temple with two powerful witches no less, and that did not go well. Aside from that, Phobe and Priya and dwarves and many other could use some added protection to the castle, if it has not fallen by now, you think. The Duke's castle is under attack by a lich and an army of demons, Vermal. Please go there and aid them. I will help Kriya in her quest and keep her safe. Keep me safe, says Kriya, pausing in her petting of Hawes and raising an eyebrow. Mahmud's breath. I do not care for liches, says Vermal, showing his long teeth and spreading his wings. The castle is clear from here, and so is my purpose for the memory of Goldthread. Vermal, wait, shouldn't we? The dragon launches off of the roof and takes flight. Arrows zip up, deflecting off his chest. Vermal does not pay any notice as he flaps hard, gaining altitude. Discuss our options. Kriya finishes. Hawes lets out an abrupt squeak as though he's frustrated too. Kriya turns to you, her eyes blazing. We rescue you from gods know what fate, and in exchange you seal mine. No one fate is sealed, you say with a casual smile. That lesson has been taught to me repeatedly as of late. Don't grin at me like I'm some dumb tavern wench you wish to charm, she says. When our heads are mounted atop pikes, your platitudes will be worth nothing. Oh, she is so dramatic, says Egra. I like her. You have said that before about the witch. It seems you say that about everyone, you say. I appreciate the peculiarities of mortals, says Egra. Look, you want to go to the Temple of Eternal Love because that is likely where your mother is. I want to go there as well, you say. We can work together as we have done before. Do you not know how to keep a secret? She says in a harsh whisper. The first step would be for you to stop referring to Drala as my mother. Right, that's the last time, you say. I simply wish to establish your motive for undertaking such a dangerous quest. Is it love for your mother? She rolls her eyes. Yes, that is my motivation. Now enough about it. I thought you fancied yourself as sneaky, yet you're like gossiping milkmaid. I know I said I fancied myself as sneaky, you say. Kriya waves at you dismissively. In any case, what is your motivation for seeking the temple? Better to move on and explain. I don't even know what's our motive. Oh right, Egra asked us to go there. Better to move on, explain later. To our observers, the dragon landed on this roof with riders left without. That may attract fiendish investigation, you say. Kriya's mouth twists for a moment, annoyed. But then she looks around and says, very well, let us go. However, the staircase of this house is buried under wreckage. We shall travel over the roofs, you say with a grin. The roofs, says Kriya, taking a deep, anxious breath. I know that is your preference, yet Kriya's words are cut off by an unearthly howl. Perhaps the hellhound, perhaps something worse. You grab Kriya by the hand and lead her to the other side of the ruin. Thanks to your dark vision, finding the best route is particularly easy. Quickly you spot a good patch of tiles on the next door floor that looks like reasonably safe landing place. You take a running leap and leap easily. You take a running jump and leap easily, making it. Turning back, you see Kriya's eyes wide with fright. Do as I did, you say, trying to sound reassuring. Bend your knees to absorb the shock as you land, or else the tiles will shatter and slip you. These words did nothing to lessen her anxiety, from what you can tell of her heaving chest. Slightly, she stuffs Hawes into the folds of her dress. Strangely, you don't see the bulge of the rat on her dress, and the rat ought to create a sizable bulge. Perhaps it is magic. You will be fine, you say. We are never gonna kill Kriya, are we? I still remember my thing. You know, you would think I would fucking let it go after like a month or two of doing this. Nope. I still very much desire to kill Kriya. There's a lot of people that I want to kill, but Kriya is like the top of the fucking list. She is like the prime fucking kill suspect. But whatever, you'll be fine, you say. I will catch you. You put out your hand. Hopefully it will not come to that. Kriya is not a heavy woman, but she could still pull you over the edge with her. Blood-curdling scream rises up from behind. Kriya takes off, running hard to the edge before she leaps. Her dress billowing behind. She lands well, as you didn't need to steady her, yet you still grab her hand. You smile at her reassuringly. Nice leap. She slips her hand out of yours. Her voice tense. Guide me to the next roof, Rooster. She points in the direction with extra burning houses. That is the general direction we need to be going. For which Kriya proves to be a reasonable athlete. Her legs are strong and allowing for powerful leaps. Her balance is downright impressive. Her upper body is weak, so you have to help her up on occasion where the destination is a roof which is too high and would require that she pulls herself up with her arms. Still, despite her natural ability, her evident fear of falling and lack of experience is slowing you down a great deal. At least the slow pace allows you to watch the sky and the neighboring roofs for danger. More than once you had to stop and hide as trouble drew near. Always fiends, you whisper as you watch a bulky demon or devil, complete with horns and long talons flapping his massive leathery wings, his glowing red eyes clearly visible even from your position hundreds of meters away. The entire abyss must have been emptied into this one unfortunate city. True, says Kriya, pressing to the tiles below you, trying to keep as low as she can while still looking about. I wish just once to see a pair of celestial wings above. Careful what you wish for, you mutter, remembering that lost angel's daughters, lost daughter's angel wings. Yeah. You definitely don't want to see that. Probably don't want to hide from this particular monster because he appears to be focused on the action below. Pressed to the roofs as you are, you cannot see the fighting as you can hear it. When the demons dives down out of sight below the roof, you pull up Kriya's sleeve and move on quickly. A few roofs later, you finally do spot a potential ally, a soldier 2 roofs away, aiming his heavy crossbow down the street. Although you cannot see his target from this vantage point, he may know something about maybe some news of our destination, says Kriya. Yes, a little detour could. Your sentence is cut off by a thunderclap as a flicker of white lightning strikes the soldier from below. He pitches over the edge of the roof, his chest on fire, and disappears from view. Oh boy. You put your hand slightly on Kriya's shoulder and offer her a grim smile. As the gods will have it, it's just the two of us, like old times. She nods, her face resigns yet determined. She then smiles back faintly. You can't help but be struck by how beautiful she looks in the light of the moon mixed with the firelight of burning houses. Really? You're just gonna forget all the fucking humiliation you went through? Really? Fucking hell, this guy is not vengeful at all. He just goes to the moment. I suppose he is a rogue. Firelight of burning house. I offer my services in pleasing her, says Egra, as I did before in the garden with the other one. Wait, what did she do? Egra didn't offer anything. No. Egra did offer the services. We didn't take any because we were like, nah, we got this. Yeah. I'm sure that was a bad option because maybe she does some stupid shit, but whatever. There will be none of that up here, you say. She has treated me very poorly with her enchantments and manipulation thefts. The last thing she deserves is a pleasing. Besides, she has a ring city sewer rat in a pack. I have standards. Do you though? Now might be a good time to remind you of the succubus. I have delved through your naughty memory, she says. Kriya, perhaps noticing your distractedness, breaks off her smile and continues on, crouching low and with careful footwork, just like you taught her. If you're not going to do anything interesting, I think I shall have a divine nap, as I'll admit my contest against Medrot was rather taxing. Also, I expect great tribulations ahead. I should like to be rested for it. Carry on with your stealthy approach and such. Rest, a godling needs no such thing. But Egra does not answer. Indeed, you feel her presence has already faded, much like when she has hidden herself in the past. But if I need you, no answer. Divine nap indeed. You wish you could knock yourself out like that without the aid of a great deal of ale. You just hope that some parts of Egra remains aware, otherwise she may wake up around another's neck, and more to the point, with you in some fiend's stomach. You take a deep breath and hasten after Kriya. Life and Grace is 1. As the two of you continue on, Kriya is swiftly becoming more confident as the roof scaler. As a roof scaler, you still lead and give her a hand as the best you can, but her speed is increasing. Even better, Kriya agrees to use Hawes as a scout. The fat rat scampers ahead, apparently reporting back to Kriya about danger using what she calls a sharing of the minds. Often the rat warns of danger as you stop and take cover as best you can as some monster passes nearby over the roofs or up in the sky. Kriya only agreed to allow her precious familiar to scout out because he enjoys climbing and no fiend from the abyss will bother a rat. Well, we shouldn't tell her. We shouldn't tell her about how the fiends do because they definitely will bother about a rat. Even agree with that last part, remembering the very vicious of the demon horde, but you don't say anything. It is thanks to one of these rats' warning that you now find yourself hidden behind a chimney as a party of fiends spring along from roof to roof some distance off, hissing and hooting as they go. Kriya takes this time to pull out a water bottle from some hidden pocket in her dress and offers it to you. You drink greedily before passing it back. Kriya slips slowly and thoughtfully. Since you're waiting for the monster to pass away, you take a moment to look over at your travel companion. You twirl your fingers at Kriya's ornate dress and whisper, "All your fabric catches the wind too much as you leap. Also, it makes you too easy to spot from the air and from the street." Kriya shakes her head. "I choose this dress without exceptions of engaging in these acrobatics. Did you expect you were about to attend a ball? Maybe next time you enter a war zone, put some trousers on," you say. "Clothing was not top of mind, Rooster," says Kriya, stuffing her water bottle away. She slumps back against the chimney and curls her legs up, looking down, inspecting the tile. "Perhaps you should strip down to your underclothes," you say. She looks up, glares at you for a moment, then she laughs, loudly at first, then her arm to muffle the sound. That is not a joke. This is no time for modesty," you hiss as you scan the air. None of the winged creatures are close at the moment. You can only imagine what's watching from the windows. What beast move about unseen. God knows, I've been clambering over her roofs half naked, even fully naked, an absurd number of times as of late. When you return your attention to Kriya, she's staring at your chest again with the amulet. You think, is that Kriya? Eyebrows crimple. Does she see the lump? You wonder. Is that my nightshirt? She asks, for her mouth dropping open. What a strange thing to ask, you say. Is it? I recognize the embroidery. What sort of deviant are you? Not a deviant, and just needed something to wear, you say defensively. It's a long story. It's maybe a bit funny and more than a bit terrifying. I hope to discuss it over a tall pint of ale, although I take it you are more of the wine sort. Wanting me to strip down to my underwear while you're also wearing my underclothes. How is that not deviant behavior, she asks. It's not deviant behavior, it's practical, you say. She's the deviant one, evil one, even her love spells, you think. You ruined it too, she says, shaking her head, staring at the nightshirt. She leans in and sniffs. You presume me of fond of wine, yet you're the one who stinks of it, right? We were fucking bathing in wine at one point because we were throwing barrels of wine around. Thoroughly stained my shirt with it. Obviously you were in my chamber, for that is where I left my nightgown. Right about now you'd expect some mockery from Egra, yet there is none. She really seems to be asleep, to not join in on this fun. Fine, keep your dress on, you whisper fiercely. Oh, thank you, she says sarcastically. Thank you for thy honorable permission to keep my clothing on. You bow your head to mock graciousness. Think nothing of it. What about you? She says, nodding at the nightshirt. As that is my property, I demand you remove it. No, it keeps the chill of the night air at bay, she says. She narrows her eyes at you. Again, you wonder if she knows of the amulet. Often, when women demand that I remove my shirt, I tell them they must first earn it, you say with a roguish smile. She closes her eyes and falls silent. You can see her eyeballs moving underneath the lid, as though, as people do sometimes when they're asleep. Is she casting a spell? Merely a jest, Kriya. Hawes says the way is clear, says Kriya, cutting you off as she because he said merely a jest because he was like, oh shit, this bitch is fucking firing up some spell or some shit. The way is clear, says Kriya, cutting you off as she stands up and peers into the distance. The drawbridge of the day watch is active. She nods towards Hawes, who is perched at the edge of the roof, looking down towards the watchman still control the tower. You don't see any drawbridge. You walk to the roof's edge near the rat and look down. You see a drawbridge rising up. The drawbridge belongs to a stone tower, the tallest building inside. Around the tower is a narrow moat. You've noticed this tower before. Even from the outer ring it is visible. Well, not built for beauty, but as a fortress, square and festooned with arrow slits. The top of the tower has an overhanging deck with battlements, resembling a great gaping mouth of square teeth, preparing to eat the sky. Likely it is overrun by demons or devils or giants or something I've not even met yet, you say. The only holdout I know of is for humanity is in the city is the castle. While the light is dim upon this night, I see no monsters upon the ramparts, no damage to the walls, she says. Unbeknownst to Kriya, your dark vision affords you clear sight of the tower, its details. Indeed, the drawbridge is undamaged, and the walls, although ancient in appearance, are unscorched and in good condition, even as some houses and buildings less than a block away smolder. Like Kriya, you see no one on the ramparts, although you're not sure if this is a good or bad sign. Perhaps from within we can gain aid, or at least some valuable counsel, says Kriya. The tower overlooks the temple we seek. I would like to gain some reconnaissance before we approach. Do you not see the temple from Viren's back, you say? The smoke was too thick over the city, too thick even for Virmal's eyes to penetrate, says Kriya. But listen, even from here you can hear the sounds of battle raging from beyond. The tower is in the direction of the temple. Indeed you can. You notice the sounds gradually becoming louder as you travel the roofs within the last several minutes. The clanking of steel, the explosion and the cries of battle fill you with dread. The view of Kriya would certainly be nice. All your stealth will be for naught if you run headlong into an enemy army. I've come too far to throw my life away now, you think. Egra, what is your counsel? She is quiet, although you can feel her presence faintly. Evidently she is still resting for what you do not dare wonder. If you were alone, you would climb the tower like you did with Drala, but not while you were with Kriya. Very well, we shall entreat the aid of whoever mans the gate, you say. Yet we must be prepared to run, says Kriya. Always, you mutter to yourself. Kriya scoops up Hawes, gently places her in the cleavage of her dress. The rat lower body is too large to squeeze down completely, and so now she's partially lodged on the top, on her top, the back of his head, pressed against her collarbone, and small claws gasping the hem of her collar, holding on for the ride. That's hilarious. Actually, that's really cute. Gauze, is that something the two of you do? You feign modesty, refusing to strip clothes for the sake both of our safeties. Yet you're perfectly happy to stuff a sewer rat down between your globes. That's so good. Horse prefers to see outside, and you must admit that he has proven to be an excellent scout. I should like him to keep watch as I focus on my holes.